Okay, it's another brand new edition of your favorite weekly current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Erosa Osabudiame-Agmola, welcoming you to this week's edition of the program. It promises to be educative, promises to be enlightening, and of course, we'll be bringing you topical issues that will keep you really on the edge of your seat. I have very distinguished personalities with me today to dissect the topic that we have. I have very highly respected clergyman, Archbishop Fred Agedo. Nice to have you with us today.
God bless you,
okay, I also have with us a highly respected clergyman as well, and an analyst of repute, Dr. Emeka Ekuga. Nice to have you.
Nigerians, we are blessed.
Okay. We are expecting our third guest. Once he joins us, he also will be contributing to the discussion. We are looking at improving the conduct of election in Nigeria. You will agree with me that so many persons have commended INEC lately, especially the just conducted Osun governorship election, where an incumbent, did I say an incumbent was toppled? No. An incumbent was voted out of office by the voters in Osun. And while the voting was going on, electronic transmission was on. Don't forget that the Electoral Act has been signed into law. And one of the fallouts of the Electoral Act is what played out in Osun. The independent monitors agreed that the result announced by INEC was exactly in the region of what they had. In other words, INEC conduct of election in Osun was credible.
Was fair.
So, that is the situation. In Ekiti, yes, INEC agreed that they had some issues, they had some problems, but they tried to improve and promise a better election in Osun. So, this conduct, this success recorded in Osun seem to be the aspiration of Nigerians for 2023 general election. How do we sustain it? How do we improve on it? How do we actually deal with the monster of vote buying that also cropped up, not only in Ekiti, also in Osun, with arrest made? So my guests are very set to actually dissect this. I will start with Archbishop Fred Agedo. I can see that you are very itchy to make your comments, so we'll start with you. Now, looking at what happened in Osun, the conduct of election in Osun, are you satisfied?
What happened in Osun, to the glory of God, is one of the expectations of some of us who fear God,
okay,
who see that things are not working the way it ought to be. So, I am not too surprised, but I'm happy, and I say it's a very fair result, good enough to commend the INEC.
Okay.
And for the first time, they have done something that the people agree with, and the people are happy with. And even the spirit and the ancestors, and they are happy with.
They are all happy with the conduct of the election.
Yeah, so
okay.
It was wonderful and commendable.
Okay.
I think the INEC have done well on this. So we expect more and better than this. More improvement, because if, as a matter of fact, a woman in a rural area that can use even a techno phone of 3,000 naira to send a message to America and it goes, to send a message to anywhere and it goes, why not let us go electronic? That would be better. And it will reduce the expenses and this cost of governance and running around of certain things.
Yes.
So why not let's go that way? When you give a local woman what they call it ATM card, they know how to go about it. When you give them whatever, you give them phone, don't teach them. They know the number to press and all the rest of it. It will be better. So I think it's an eye opener, and the INEC need to improve on it, because 2023 will get there just now.
Okay, but for the first time, I know my viewer, those who are ardent viewers of this program, must agree with me that for the first time, Archbishop Fred Agyedo started with commendation, commending INEC, that both the seen and the unseen, the ancestors in spirit, that they all agree. I think that's a very good start. I know that INEC officials are very proud of themselves. The INEC chairman addressed a press conference only yesterday, that's on Wednesday, and you could see that he was a proud man. He was an elated INEC chairman. He was satisfied with what INEC has done, especially in Osun State. Let's get the thought of Dr. Emeka Ekuga. Yes.
Well, I want to thank God for INEC.
Okay.
I want to thank God for Nigerians.
Yes.
What is recommendable is improvement.
Okay.
And in the past elections, we've been crying, ringing, vote buying, and all you can think about in electoral malpractices.
Okay.
But in the case of Osun State was a very good balanced case, in the sense that from where we were coming from, there was an improvement. And you remember some time ago, we've been agitating here, right in this studio, in this ITV, that it's time Nigerians begin to look forward for electronic voting, and to improve in the area of elections through what do you call it, electronic voting.
Okay.
And with what we saw in Osun State, I think it's commendable.
Yeah.
Where you can vote, and from that on spot, it is being transmitted to the portal and what have you. And then somebody who goes to cast his vote will be bold enough and say, my vote will count. And this is what we are looking forward even before today. And thank God they are listening now. And another thing I also commend is that there was no interference as regards the power that be. Inconclusive. The government on ground, using their mind to intimidate other parties and those who are contesting and even those who are voting. I think Osun State election is commendable, and we are looking forward that in 2023 we see something better. And Bishop, he made a statement just now, and we've been agitating to this, and I'm subscribing to it. If somebody can give an old woman, an old man ATM to go to ATM machine and withdraw money, let's improve to get to that point whereby if I want to vote, I don't need to go to any of the polling units. I can go to any of the machine and cast my vote, and it will also be counted. Yes. I think this is one of the things we're looking up to now. And I believe Nigeria will get there.
Okay.
It's not just going to be in 2023. In elections to come, I believe we will get to that point.
But I think the focus for now is 2023.
Yeah,
because the presidential election will take place in 2023. And now we have very formidable force in terms of a party that nobody expected seem to be in making waves. I'm talking about the Labour Party.
Okay.
Nobody thought of any party that can maybe give some kind of concerns to the ruling party, the APC, the major opposition party,
PDP.
The PDP. Now we have Labour Party. Now we have NPP,
good,
led by Kwankwaso,
yeah,
a former governor of Kano State. Kano. So we have like 4 parties now with heavyweight presidential candidates. It has never happened this way.
Yeah.
So it's not only Nigerians that are looking forward to 2023, the entire world. There's focus on 2023 general election. Now with what President Buhari, as the president, has promised that he will not interfere.
Oh, yeah.
And we've seen it now in
Osun State.
That APC governor, Oyetola, was unseated. Now, he has hired the services of 50 lawyers
wasting time
that will challenge the verdict of INEC regarding Osun governorship election in court. He's not satisfied. So, don't you think that with what has happened now, INEC must, as a matter of urgency, start to strategize because of these heavyweight presidential candidates and deliver an election that will be regarded as credible, not only in Nigeria, but outside the shores. Let's also get the thought of Archbishop Fred Agyedo on that. Yes.
First of all, I want to really thank you, Agbonlahor, for calling me for this program.
Okay.
But I want to tell you the truth, that the Israelites never knew that God can make a way where there seems to be no way. There was no bridge builder before the Red Sea, but God did it. Among all the aspirants, whether PDP, APC, Labour, there is no heavyweight in it. That is too heavy for the God Agyedo serve. I'm telling you the truth. Nigeria needs alternative. So whosoever thinks he's a heavyweight because he's a dollar man, whatever, that he has much money to buy people, the game is over. The game is over. On the 1st of October this year, watch it. The game is over. Nigeria has expired and Nigeria will change. You see, when we say prophet, let me talk.
Okay, that's wrong. Electoral process has expired.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So let me be a little bit prophetical. If a man of God see what is happening before he start talking, that's no longer prophecy.
Okay.
He's talking because of the event on ground.
Yes.
For the past 10 years, I've been coming to this studio to say, I see youth in the streets. I see blood flowing. I see terrible things. Some of the time you will say, no, we will not allow that. We'll be praying that we will not allow it. But after...
Yeah, that's our prayers. That such a thing should never happen. Yes.
Jeremiah prophesied after 25 years, it came to pass. See, God is going to make a way for Nigerians in 2023.
Amen.
And those people you said have no weight, have no structure, they were made suddenly to the glory of God. So let every party, I don't want to mention their name because I'm not too friendly with them, because there are people who don't keep to what they have said. They have pushed us to the wall where we are and nobody is happy. So anybody that takes any decision, it's not the person's fault. Do you know it's a risk for Igbo and Ambo? But Ambo know it's a risk. Even for a kidnapper, you know it's a risk to kidnap and to rob. They know the consequence is death. It's to offend humanity and offend God in heaven. They know it. They go on their knee and pray. And all sorts of things are happening. Look at one of the trouble we are talking about. You see, have I ever dressed to this place like this before? I see that our gown has also been soiled. Because this trouble started from our religious home, religious leaders.
Are you talking about what is awash on the social media? Or no God name? Or no God name? It's on the social media or no God name.
Yes. So, but that is not the role Agyedo play. Anytime I see that you violate what the Bible says and you have defied the altar of God, my dear, Agyedo will show his face. I am not part of the unknown God. I am a known God man. And if I'm known man of God. If I want to hit you, I hit you very strongly. And you can bear me witness. When I was telling men of God, don't sit on the fence. Let us play politics. Let's bring people. This thing you are calling dirty game. If you allow the dirty people to take it over, tomorrow they will rule over us. For more than 20 years that this station has been, over 25 years, I've been coming here to cry with you. And I was now called political prophet of doom. The doom you were saying is what we are also swimming into. I will not test from it. Instead, God will take me home. I will not test from it. Just watch. You will see disaster that we'll be talking about. It's just at the edge of it. If the present government don't take time, and those in authority, those we voted in, they are not careful, oh, it will catch up with.
No, but the president has said now that the election will be credible. INEC chairman has promised Nigerians that the election 2023 will be credible. That's the kind of promise we want.
If it's going to be credible, let's call spade a spade. Why a country that sits on tripod position now is standing with one leg, and it's the ruling government, and they expect that it's going to be credible. So we are ready for them.
Thank you.
Nigeria is ready for them.
Thank you. Well, Dr. Cook, I can see that you two are itching to make your comments. Yes. Now, you must hold a man by his words. The president, in his broadcast, said Democracy Day broadcast is last. And I think we commend President Buhari for that. He has said that he will return to Daura in Katsina State after his tenure. That's a president that stands by his word. INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood, has also promised Nigerians of delivering a credible election. And he stated that they will start with Ekiti. We saw Ekiti. We saw improvement on Ekiti in Osun. Now, we are also expecting
more improvement.
Yes, improvement on Osun in 2023. I think those are the kind of people we need to lead this country. Yes, your comment.
Now, let me quickly react in the area of Mr. President's promise. Well, if he works up properly at this end time, is good. But to tell Nigerians that he's retiring back to Daura, it's not a promise, it's a must. Because it's not contesting again.
No.
And when a presidential election is being conducted, somebody must win presidency. The person that win the president will become the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So if Mr. President wishes to stay in another house in Abuja, that is his business. And he must also go back to his Daura, that is his own hometown.
Yes.
It's not a promiser. We should not hang on that. And when you also come to the area of the INEC chairman, I think he has been able to prove something. That he is ready to deliver.
Yes.
Starting from Ekiti to Osun State, even in Anambra State, they tried. There was improvements. We've been witnessing some improvements.
Professor Soludo?
Yes, we'll be witnessing some improvements. The only thing we are going to watch over, and we should be able to put in a balance, is this vote buying. Vote buying. You know, if you'll be able to checkmate vote buying in 2023, it will also go a long way improving our elections in Nigeria. And not only that, you see, the politicians has to be watched. The Electoral Act has to be worked on without compromise, without looking face. In the new Electoral Act, we discover that those who bought ticket and later went again to buy another ticket twice is against the Electoral Act. Who will implement this? It is the duty of the INEC chairman to come up with it. And with this, we'll get things right. And I also want you to look at this area now. Nigerians have suffered enough to be smiling, crying and smiling. Like Fela said, suffering and smiling. We've stayed too much in the dark that we cannot be seen. And what am I trying to say here? In 2023, it's not going to any longer be, this is my party. In 2023, Nigerians are looking at who is credible enough, competent enough, who among them has the fear of God to rule this country. Because when the righteous is on the throne, the people rejoice. Yes. But when the wicked ascend to the throne, the people suffer and they gnash their teeth, they mourn. So we are looking forward to see a better Nigeria, because Nigerians, I don't mean hirelings. I don't mean those who migrated into this nation. I mean Nigerians, those who own this country. I'm sure they're going to speak with one mind and say, this person will be able to look at their antecedents. We'll be able to see what will be done in the past. And we are capable to, we are believing that you can do better. And such a one can be voted into. 2023 is not going to be, I'm a member of PDP. I'm a member of Labour Party.
No.
I'm a member of ANPP.
No.
I'm a member of APC or whatever. 2023 is basically going to base on this man is capable of taking Nigeria to the promised land. Because we must get to the promised land. God is involved in this country. God is involved in our country, Nigeria. What is happening, if it happened to other countries, a lot of things will have taken place. But God has always been faithful to us. He has been keeping us, and He will keep keeping Nigerians. No enemy will stop it. No devil can stop it. God will protect this country and take this country to the promised land through whomever is going to install to us in 2023 as the president.
Yeah.
It is no longer what we choose.
Okay.
God will be involved in 2023.
Okay. Yeah, we must say that the victory of the opposition party in Osun State seemed to have given credence to the fact that there's greater awareness amongst the voters, the electorate. There's greater awareness about the Electoral Act. Like Dr. Meka has just said, so many persons have not really studied the Electoral Act. Some politicians have not even studied the Electoral Act. They didn't take their time. Some very affluent politicians and Nigerians have not studied the Electoral Act and have not paid probably their counsels to interpret the Electoral Act today. But that's not the discussion for today, because like he said, in one election year, there are rules under the Electoral Act that have been signed into law. So that's not the topic for today. But I know lawyers who are watching this program know exactly what I'm talking about. You contested for a particular position, and you want to contest for another position in same election year.
Because you fail on the
in same election year, there are consequences. And that is because of the Electoral Act. But you cannot take away the influence, the role of the social media and technology, which was very, very pronounced in the Osun election. While the election was being conducted, results being announced from the polling units, election results transmitted to the server. And Nigerians have access to these results. So, Archbishop, before now, there used to be snatching of boxes. But that will not happen again. The people used to change figures in the polling unit. Maybe they can't vote. Before it gets to INEC office, maybe somebody add another 0 or add 2. The result changes. But that is not so. Yeah. So, don't you think we're already in the right direction?
We're already in the right direction because I'll get it right. Okay. There's no too much talk about this. Because the youth that they were using to perpetrate this atrocity, this evil that put us here, something has been able to change their mindset. This is where we say God is involved. You see, Moses that was leading the Israelites was at a point confused. The Israelites were saying it was better we die in Egypt. What are we doing here? Why did you bring us here? Only one word made us to react immediately. Moses said, I am not the one that brought you here. It's God that brought you here. Since God is involved, the sea begin to make way. And they passed through it. The same road they passed, the Goliath that have strength, that have influence, you are saying heavyweight, they wanted to pass it. Their cases were settled on the Red Sea. See, let me, if I say this here, which is highly...
Please don't say anything that is against our ethics.
I see a wedding ceremony. I see a wedding ceremony being prepared. And there was a beautiful flower.
Beautiful.
In the compound of the rich man, where this ceremony is going to take place. And the flowers were dancing. Yeah, it has come to our turn, it will do this. But listen, few days till they called the gardener to cut down the flowers. Announcement was made in the presence of the flower, but the flower did not experience the wedding ceremony.
Anyway, we don't understand that prophecy.
We don't prophetic about
we don't understand that prophecy. But on this program, yes, I want you to talk about.
I want to beg you.
Okay.
God is already making ways for Nigerians.
Okay.
Ordinarily, by now, it would have been court fight in Osun. All the young men I see that we are facing towards one goal. There was no argument. The people that were being used, the ones that refused to change their mindset, to say we cannot sell our destiny for peanut. Youth also dealt with them. Their secret was revealed by the youth. These old men are not the ones doing it. They are using the young men. And the young men have said, we are tired.
We are tired.
So you can see the effect of this social media and this, whatever you call it. It may have the disadvantage, but right now, politically in Nigeria, the advantage is more than what you can think of. So let the old men on the stage now know it very strongly that these children have reacted. It's like a goat you put to the wall. He has no teeth. He will not get ready to fight. We are ready to fight. Any church leader that does not support this fight of freedom, of we living this chain that these people have used to chain this nation down. If it's a pastor, the church will no longer exist. Because God said, I will build my church upon Peter, and the gate of hell shall not prevail. If I say Peter now, you think it's Obi. Well, if it's Obi, it's Peter.
No. You cannot talk about mention the name of any candidate on this program.
Let us not mention names.
You were quoting a scripture. So, but I don't want you to mention any candidate.
So that's why I say I don't want you to feel it's Peter Obi. I'm saying.
Okay, thank you.
I build my church.
Thank you, Archbishop. God bless you.
Thank you.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, the monster that seemed to be getting notoriety in the electoral process in Nigeria, and that is vote buying. We'll dissect it after this break. Okay, it's always delightful to know that you're spending your 60 minutes with us on the program, 60 Minutes Nigeria, a current affairs program where we dissect topical issues, national issues, and some of you just joining us, we are looking at how to improve on elections, how to improve what INEC has done that has attracted accolades around the world, and of course within the shores of this country. INEC is being commended because they delivered in Osun election where an incumbent was removed through the ballot, not through the guns, through the ballot. The people made their decision, they voted, and their votes counted, disseminated through technology, and everybody, there's peace after the election. That's what the Archbishop was talking about. There was peace immediately after the election, no fighting. Everybody just said, oh, we're okay, we're satisfied. This has not happened before. And don't forget that the Osun election is just like taking place on the eve of the much anticipated 2023 election, where the presidential election will be conducted and a new president will be elected. Nigerians are salivating. Nigerians are palpitating. Nigerians are expectant. And I must tell you that INEC must deliver so that just like what happened in Osun, the 2023 election will just live up to its billings. Well, let's get the thought of Dr. Emeka Ekuga. Now, the monster. Even in Osun, yes, credible election, some persons were arrested for vote buying. And the role of the social media, we could see that while money was exchanging hands, already some people were viewing, were watching on different social media platforms. That's the role of the social media, that's the role of technology in elections now, which Nigerians have clamored for and is happening. How do we defeat this monster?
The monster. Well, a mistake was made at the beginning.
Okay.
But I think it can be corrected. If during the convention that brought in all these candidates,
yes,
it was checkmate, I wouldn't see where opportunity will be given to anybody during election day. You saw how they roll out dollars to buy candidates. Now we can, anywhere you go now, you begin to talk about candidates. This one began to run in the process of 2023 presidential election. And the security agents could not do anything about it. INEC could not do anything about it. And soon election, in the Ekiti election, there was also vote buying. They didn't do anything about it. In Osun election, there was also vote buying. People were monitoring. And you see people said, go collect money, vote your conscience. But it would be too nice if it is being allowed. Because what is your conscience? If you give me this, I should be able to deliver for what you've given to me. You give me money to vote for you. If I collect the money from you, I should vote for you. Because that is my conscience. I've collected the money. You've paid me. I should deliver. So to enable a credible election in 2023, INEC should be able to make it something of solid, strong, regarding to vote buying. The security agency should be on ground. If you see anybody sharing money to buy vote, get the person arrested. The meeting yesterday, I have not been able to get the breakdown of it, which the Mr. President presided, and the ministers and the security chiefs were all in attendance. I wouldn't know whether such a thing was discussed. I have not been able to get the updates. But I am convinced in my spirit, I am sure within me, that if INEC really want to still get it accurately in 2023, that who wins the election is who wins the election. Issue of vote buying should be matched action to action. The security agencies should be on ground, that when you see anybody sharing money, not only will you seize that money, because that money is our money, get the person also arrested, find out whom the person is representing, who gave him or her the money. Nigeria should wake up, because I also want to advise, when you collect 40,000, let's assume, okay, in an election, and within the space of 8 years, whom you elected could not be able to do anything, you won't blame the person, because the money he rolled out, you don't know how he got the money. He has to get the money back. And that is why you see that the country is going backwards instead of going forward. So I am of opinion that the security agencies should be trained on how they can be able to apprehend most of these vote buyers in 2023 election, and we will get it right.
Okay, thank you very much. Archbishop, now vote buying is a problem. Some persons have attributed different reasons why vote buying is unabated and all of that. But it's a monster, like I've said. If elections, the process must be done right, it means people must vote according to the law, according to the Electoral Act. You are not supposed to collect money, you are not supposed to be induced. Financial inducement in an election is negates the outcome of any election. So how do we solve this problem?
Well, you call it mustard, and I call it the devil himself. Okay. Because it's hunger. And the people who have been playing this game is aware that Nigerians are hungry. Even when they are annoyed, when they are angry, immediately they see money, they will smile. That is suffering
and smiling.
So, he is the devil himself. He also played out in the scripture, the Bible. After Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, the first thing Satan, the devil, brought to him was food. Food. You must be very hungry. Say, yes, I'm very hungry. That's the fact. Nigerians are hungry. Take this and do this. Jesus weighed the tune and said, no, for man shall not live by bread alone. One, taking it makes you to be loyal and be submissive to that. Jesus resisted it. Doesn't mean he was no longer hungry. He was hungry. And the devil said, okay, we see something today. Let's climb to a higher height. They got there, he said, just jump down. You know, it's also written. The devil can quote Bible. That is why you see I changed my dressing today to show that I'm now an archbishop. I'm not a bishop. Because all the people, all the unknown God men, they are all bishops. So thank God I have gone beyond that level. I'm archbishop. So I am a known God, man of God. Man of God. So, archbishop, yes. Is the mustard you are talking about. And the people who have been ruling us since Nigeria got independent now know the techniques that when they are hungry, throw a little pit to them.
Archbishop, sir, let me not cut the word short in your mouth. What led to this hunger? Is it not the same attitude whereby somebody will give you 5,000 in election day? You say hunger. You collect it, make you eat today, and you don't want to eat tomorrow. That is what led to all this problem now.
That is the mustard. Even you collecting 5,000 is out of hunger. Yes. But now the hunger, you don't even know the consequence that little that are beginning to you is like a sacrifice that have been made to you. You must accept what we agree.
What we agree.
So we now bind on you that you must do this. So I am begging, if we must kill this mustard, let's resist whatever they bring, either in dollar or in naira, and say no, for man shall not live by bread alone. So after that again, they will bring another thing. They want to give you contract. After that again, they will bring another thing. They want to marry for you. These are the three things that are destroying the world. Yes. Food, influence, and power. So if we are able to deal with this thing, let the social media people begin to deal with it. We will get it right. If hunger, as a matter of fact, at the end of it all, those who killed Jesus, if they knew that killing Jesus will become a blessing today and even make the gospel spread more, they would have not killed him. So the more they try to kill him, the more he grow bigger, fatter, and better. So the monster must die, and it's already dying because Osun have shown it. So whether APC, PDP, NPPC, Wakwaso, or whatever, or Labour, let nobody tempt anybody at this time with money, because we've been taking this money for too long. We no longer want money. We want service. We want confidence. We need competence. And I will tell you the truth. All the glory of what happened in Osun State should go to the technology our governor is imparting everywhere. So I will give the glory and credit to Obaseki. That's not the truth, because all the whole game started from Edo when he was to be humiliated. And some of us say, no, how do you say governor that ruled for 4 years? He's no longer qualified. And the people that were talking of certificate never go to school. That was where my reaction came. And people criticize it. I am proud of it. But Obaseki has got to show his handwork again in Osun. If he was in Ekiti, it would have not been like that. So whether you eat money, whether you spend dollar or not, let's give credit to Edo State governor and other governors that really put hands together to make sure that truth came. And I tell you the truth, if not that Labour, some of us were able to talk to some of the youth that were there to step down, Labour would have divided the votes of PDP, and these ugly people would have still been there. So Labour, you see, there are people there that are working day and night.
Okay, and I hope you are not campaigning for.
No, I am not.
Because no campaigns are allowed to do this. By the time for campaign has not started. 3 months before the 2023 election. That's the time for
prophesying. The youth are beginning to understand. Okay. And this is what they want at a time. Yes. Like in 2023, the youth knows what to do.
But do you think this issue of social media can influence 2023?
Why not? Yes, seriously. Why not? He has already done it.
Why not?
I went to village about 3 days ago. Something have registered in my mother and my brother and sister's head already. A language have been registered on their head. Now so would they? Something has registered into them. So we have to be careful, and we should praise these youth that are doing what they are doing now on social media. So it's a welcome idea for this, for a change. And I tell you the truth, the understanding among the youth is so unique. That is where you should know that God is involved on this thing. No more courtesan, no more this one. Wherever court you belong, let's fight the same battle, because hunger does not know Eye, Aye, or Bukania, or whatever. Hunger doesn't know any of them. So, and this was the material the old gargos have been using. So the youth say they are tired. You can see a youth of 40-something years, he has never worked one day. He has never been on government payroll. And a man of 80-something years is still there, and still there, and even the children are still at home. Where are we going to? So
okay.
It's God that is preaching the message.
Thank you, Bishop. We'll come back to you. Dr. Emeka, now we've seen, because we must actually talk about the Osun election. It didn't happen in Ekiti, but it happened in Osun, where the APC's candidate and incumbent governor, Oyetola. Everyone, before now, in every election, it looks as if it's a bet right that the incumbent must win. The incumbent must return for a second term. But it has just been proven now in Osun that the incumbent can be defeated in Nigeria.
Straight ahead.
So, don't you think that could be a wake-up call, even for the APC, to prepare hard for 2023 so that no other party can defeat them?
See, I said something here, Balaho.
Yes.
When you are in the dark for enough time, you will start seeing. I don't know if you can recall, I made that statement here today. Now, why did I make that statement? Nigerians, their eyes are getting open and open every day.
The awareness is
the awareness. Now, if you've been in the government before, in the Electoral Act, we come to discover that if you represent a constituency and you go there, you are not doing well, you can be recalled. Is that not correct? But it has never happened in this nation, Nigeria, where you see a constituency said, no, you are not doing well, Archbishop, and we put it to you, you cannot represent us anymore.
This is not
you return back.
Yes.
It has never happened in Nigeria. Our politicians will always have a way to remain and remain. Some will go for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. 3 tenures. Some are there for 12 years. Some are still aspiring to go more. And if you go to their constituency, they did nothing. There's nothing to write to home about. Nigerians are waking up. The economy of the nation has affected everybody, no matter who you are. Even the politicians that took their children outside the country, it's still biting hand on them. Only that they have a little advantage. They are the leaders. They are the one dictating what to happen and what not to happen. Now, what play in Osun State was inability to deliver. The people say, we are tired. We are tired. Remember Osun State election, before this very last one, the way it was played, they declared it inconclusive. And nothing was done about it. And it was given to Oyetola in inconclusive, just like he played in Imo State. But I bet you now, Osun State election was like a light. It's like a light now that a lot of people are seeing through. That no matter who you think you are, like you talk about a heavyweight. If you are a heavyweight, you are wrestling with one man as a heavyweight. When about 20 persons begin to wrestle with you, your heavyweight will become a less weight.
Nothing, it's a paperweight.
It becomes a paperweight because you focus on one. The next 18 and 19 will tear you up. Your heavyweight will be nothing again. That is what played in Osun. So I am convinced in my spirit that the people came out and said, this is what they want. Let's try this other man, Adeleke. And he also sold himself out. He told people, look at who he is, look at what he can do. So I am also saying in 2023, all the presidential candidates, tell Nigerians who you are and what you can do.
Because there's no heavyweight among them.
There's no heavyweight this time around.
Jesus is the heavyweight.
Tell Nigerians who you are.
Yes.
Where are you from? Who is your father? Who is your mother? What is your track record? What have you done that has benefited this nation? Can somebody stand up, majority of people stand up or sit down and say, yes, we can be able to validate you. With the fear of God, you can do this. Tell us what is the back of your mind. Even if we cannot read your mind. But God, who knows your mind, will always reveal to us who are the voters. Because we are the voters. And the voters are deciding that their vote next time around will count. Take, for instance, you see everywhere now, PVC, changing and, people are registering.
And we saw even concert by the youth, where they brought musicians just to encourage people to go and get their PVC.
To tell you that 2023 is going to be a revolution. 2023. And like Archbishop said, I also want to commend our Wake-and-See governor. The role actually he played in Osun State. That technology, we witnessed it first in Edo State election. And my brother, I was where I was watching the result, and that's very
screen.
That live transmission.
Okay.
So I want to thank him for that, and I want to believe that in 2023 election, such technology should be in every state.
It will work. Edo State will not be doing governorship.
We will monitor them. We will be watching it.
Exactly.
So anything you do, we will be seeing it and say, now this man, now in the win. I think it will go.
Thank you very much, Archbishop. This program is always very lively and entertaining, but time is not always our friend. What's your closing remark?
That among the four political groups or political leaders that the world is calling heavyweight, all of them are paperweights without Christ Jesus. Jesus is the heavyweight, and he's going to give it to who he pleases, who he preferred to wipe away tears from my eye. I don't know whether you are crying now. We are in pains.
Okay.
We are just smiling.
We all need a better Nigeria.
We need a better Nigeria. So I just pray and I prophesy that God will give us a leader that will bring joy to our nation, so that there will be no disaster. This single or Muslim ticket, I criticize it from the bottom of my heart. It could be personal opinion, but I am saying it's a trap. A terrible trap that may trigger trouble in our nation and scatter Nigeria.
So you are saying Christian ticket or Muslim ticket, you are not in support?
No, I'm not in support.
So there's supposed to be a balance.
Yes.
That's what
because if you want this light to be on, you have the negative and positive coming together. That's what brings light. If not, there's a spark. And when the spark comes, the house is on fire. So Nigerians have to be careful about that. And based on that, I want them to use their tongue to count their teeth. God bless.
Thank you very much, Archbishop. Your closing remark.
I want to advise the candidates not to be too much power hungry.
Okay.
And at the same time, let the old ones go home to retire. Let them go and rest. Let the young, vibrant youths, the young ones, come up to deliver this nation. We are tired of running from country to another country for medical attentions. We are tired of leaving our country to visit all manner of countries, and our own no good road, nothing, no light. But they go outside there to enjoy what others put in place. Let these old people go home and rest. Let the youths survive our nation, Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this week's edition of the program. 60 Minutes Nigeria, we've looked at how the conduct of elections can be improved, especially as Nigerians prepare for the 2023 general election, where a new president will emerge. Everybody is looking forward to that date, and by the grace of God, we will be alive to witness that wonderful election.
Amen.
We must also commend INEC. My guests have commended INEC. There was the deployment of BVAS.
Yes.
It's a new technology that was used during the Osun election, and there's an improvement on use of technology, because you can't actually erode technology from development. So INEC has gotten commendation from my guests, and I know that they will surely strategize to improve on the conduct of election in 2023. I want to thank my guests again. Thank you very much for your wonderful comments.
Thank you, Abelaho.
And my viewer out there, thanks for being a part of this week's edition of the program. My name remains Erosa Osamundiame Agbalao.